Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. I've made a new pick a card read for you. This time is it ring or fling? The person that is coming in for you or already in your life. Is it a short-term thing or a long-term thing? Well, let's find out, or perhaps not find out, because they're a bit ambiguous, these readings, but it's going to give you a lot of information about it anyway, so you can make up your own mind. I've made 3 readings here. Each one of them has got a deeper dive to it. So if it sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. If you do, toward the end of these readings, I'll be popping a link for it up there. And there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. And that's where you can also find your timestamps to fast forward to your reading. Now, this is a timeless reading. Whenever you get into this video, it's good to go. If you're feeling pulled to it, it's perfect timing for you. There's 2 ways in which to win a private reading with me every single month. First way is by being a subscriber to my channel, clicking like on this video and then leaving a comment. You can do that as many times as you like on both of my channels, Be Healing Tarot and this one, Be Healing Pick a Card Tarot, including the shorts as well. They're videos too, so don't forget to comment on those and like them. And the second way is by being a subscriber to this channel and then purchasing those deeper dives. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw too. So good luck with winning those. All you need to do now is take your pick. Which one would you like? Would you like the crystal? Crystal is out with the maturity card. Or would you like the flower? And the flower is out with the spark card. Or would you like the shell? The shell is out with the healing card. So take your pick now, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. I do a Today's Tarot every single day of the year, and I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show, both on my Be Healing Tarot channel. So check those out. Come along sometime. Would love to see you in there. I give 1-question readings in my Psychic Cafe show. You can book in for one of those at any time on my website, BeHealing.com. So fire away. You can book at any time because I do the pre-book readings right at the start of the next live show, then send you the link to the replay, so you don't need to be able to make it live, but you can come live if you want and book them. Find a link for that in the description box below, and also one up there too. I also offer private readings, which I get out within 48 hours of you ordering them. You can find a link for that in the description box below. So take your pick now, crystal, flower or shell. I'll see you in your reading. So if you chose the crystal, then this one's for you. Crystals, let's find out if your person, or that thing you were doing with that person, if it's a ring or a fling. Now, as usual, crystals, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with this. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for up there. You can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get some cards out and find out. Oh, well, it's something, that's for sure, because you've got call forth the waves, which means like if you've been experiencing stagnancy, you've been by yourself for a while, you're calling in like a more emotional experience, so a shake-up of some sorts. So it's different, that's for sure. You got the coming of age, so perhaps coming at it from a very mature kind of perspective. Perhaps they are too. So, yes, I don't know, could go either way. Let's see. Tell us more. Ring or fling? The crystals. Got vulnerability, so part of you is vulnerable. Of course you're vulnerable. You're always vulnerable in love, right? And so you're going to have to go there to find out. And night magic. I feel like there's going to be developments in this relationship. It doesn't feel like it's certain from the start, and perhaps that's the mature approach, to not be certain about it from the start. You know, just to be open to what it is, finding out what it is, finding out who someone is. We've got rescue, help others in need, or ask for assistance when you need it. Now, you could be very helpful for each other, but just be careful of that rescuer vibe as well. You know, the rescuer vibe, it's a codependent kind of a thing, you know, where when we are attracted to somebody that's got issues, say, and we think that that's a good idea and we can help them out with it, it's not necessarily, so we're kind of reaching out to help somebody up. It's not the best for romantic relationships. So, I don't know, just be careful of that. Okay, so perhaps they're a rescuer or you're a rescuer, perhaps you've both been there, and perhaps you need to make sure that you don't do that this time. There's a maturity about this, which is good. Tell us more. You got the Chariot. So unsure, you know, pulled in two directions. It feels like to me like you'll be weighing this up and they'll be weighing it up too. The Empress is about knowing what it is that you deserve this time around. So you know exactly what you're looking for, what it is that you deserve. And the Nine of Needles, anxiety. Anxiety is having some kind of an effect on this. So you could be anxious perhaps about getting hurt again and wary. That could be a good thing. I mean, that could be that coming of age, that mature approach. I think it's good to be balanced, you know. I think it's good to be half cynical and half optimistic about it. You know, be open to all eventualities, to seeing the truth. If we're overly optimistic, then we're going to completely ignore red flags. And if we're overcritical, then we're not going to get into anything, are we? And so I think it's good to be able to call on all energies and to see what is actually there. So the Chariot, why are you pulled in two directions? Well, Six of Cups, because of the past. So, yeah. So try and be present with this relationship. Try not to judge based on past people. You know, the last thing we want to do is treat somebody new like our ex. And that's what we can do when we haven't healed from our trauma in the past, in past relationships. We can treat someone like they're our ex, you know, expecting people to have the red flags as an ex does. So yeah, your reactions and your pulling back from this might be, or their reactions and they're pulling back from it might just be because of like exes and not quite fully being over that. What's behind this? What's behind this is transformation. Oh, you're helping each other. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Could be a very good match, this one. The Empress, you know what you deserve. It's too many. You know what you deserve. Why have we got the Empress here? Eight of Cups, and you've left other things behind too. So you are headed in a good direction now. So the Eight of Cups is about leaving emotional attachments behind that don't serve us, right? And then we can start choosing what's best for our heart. I feel like you're in a good place here, you know, to be objective about this one. Still don't know whether it's a ring or fling now. Not yet, but perhaps I will soon as a reader, you know. Perception is behind that. Okay, and so people are perceiving you that as well. So not only have you done the inner work to be the Empress, the Queen of all queens, you know, having learned those lessons, knowing what you deserve and all of that, and having left behind what is no longer for you, what is toxic for you perhaps, or just what doesn't fit for you. And not only have you done that, but other people are perceiving you as that as well. So your energy, you're a match to that. Other people can see it too, which is a good thing too. So more likely to attract someone that sees the real you. It means that you're really putting out your energy and truly being yourself. You've embodied that. You've embodied the Empress energy. But the Nine of Needles, there's some anxiety here. What is the anxiety about? Two of Cups. Are they a love match? Is this the big one? The cards are stuck together. And the Fool. Oh, start having new things. Taking a risk. It's getting into it. The Fool. It's taking that risk, yeah. And the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is the fantasy kind of a card. So it's like, this is it a fantasy? Am I making this up? Is it worth, can I take this risk? So there is a nervousness and an anxiety about, am I still, you know, too optimistic and not noticing red flags? That's what the anxiety is about. That's understandable, you know, especially if perhaps you were a Pollyanna before and would let anyone into your life and thinking that they were great when they weren't. We've got death, so significant changes in ancient wisdom. So yeah, I think you guys, you're in transition and you've got something new coming in now. You're about to have something new coming in. And this, it's not telling us whether it's a ring or a fling. It's telling us that you need to be present and you've learned a lot. And I think you could be ready and just be sure that you don't rescue this person. Do you know what I mean? You might be well aware of that, that's what you used to do. So let's find out more. Ring or fling? I think you've got this. I don't think this reading is going to tell us whether it's a ring or fling, you know, because I think you get to decide. It's like, well, you've got the power here, you know. That card comes out now, you know, the one that says you got the power to walk away at any time. Will it? Usually proves me wrong if I say that. No, it says, give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So this is saying kind of be optimistic about this, you know, but also be down to earth and see what is actually there, of course. Tell us more. Ring or fling? For crystals, is it a ring or is it a fling? No, I'm not picking up a great amount on their energy. This could be a really good match because of that. I'm getting your energy, but it could be their energy too. Do you know what I mean? Could have been through a lot of similar kind of things. You got know your worth and be humble as well. So, oh, interesting. So, yeah, Empress, know your worth, but also be humble at the same time as well. And so don't be too like haughty-taughty. Do you know what I mean? We can push, if we can be in the Empress energy and be pushing people away at the same time, kind of be a bit too much Queen of Swordsy in our Empress. So know your worth, but also be humble too. So try and be open to this person. What else? I'm getting a feeling like some of you are single and you don't have anyone at the moment and you've chosen this one, but this is someone coming in. This is like you're ready for this. You've got heartbreak and maturity and influence. Okay, so your maturity has come from your heartbreaks. You know, that's what happens, right? Is we are page of cups, page of cups, page of cups until we're like, ow, this really hurt. It keeps on hurting every time. I've got to change what it is that I'm doing. And that's when we do the inner work on ourselves, because we realize I'm the common denominator here. I'm the one that keeps on getting into these same things, right? And that's when we do the inner work and we take our empowerment. So it's come from your heartbreak. It's always the hard things in life, the challenges in life that grow us, right? And so it's actually come from that. So perhaps if you're seeing those heartbreaks more as the chance to grow. You've got the lovers and naughtiness here. So I think this could be somebody to be open to. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this person, and it could go either way. Again, like I said, I don't think I'm going to get an answer to this because this reading just seems to be saying, look, you've got this time. You need to make this decision yourself of what it is and see it clearly. Very mature kind of a reading, you know? Because this is about you knowing yourself and not needing answers from me. This is the reading, crystals, those of you that chose crystals, this is the reading that says, you don't need me now, you've got this, right? You've got this. You've done the work and you've got this. What does your person want to say? There's no other cards coming out, so it's just these two. Finances are a problem, and I love you. It's looking promising. Well, not the finances are a problem, but that doesn't need to be a major deal. What else? I didn't mean what I said. They said something. They didn't mean it. I feel lost without you. So there could be some codependency remnants going on. I think I'm talking here about a mature couple, people that have learned a lot about themselves, but perhaps to the point of being a bit wary. And so it could be, as long as you remain present, open to each other, could be a few things to work through, and there could be remnants of codependency there, and a wariness kind of thing, a mature kind of an approach to it. But it feels like a good thing. Definitely go for this and find out what it is for yourself, because there is no answer in this reading of whether it is either a ring or a fling. But I know what this is saying. It's saying that you've got this. You've got this time. And so if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. And let's get deeper in these energies and get some advice for you from where you are right now. So what is your advice now? Because as I said, I'm getting a lot of you you haven't got somebody now, and this is going to be happening soon for you. So then I'm going to go into guidance for you and this person that it's talking about as well, this other mature person that's coming in. the dynamics between you, how to make it work really well, stuff that's going to come up, any red flags, anything like that, and how this might all play out with possible timelines. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there. There's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now. And it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the crystal on a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video. And when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. And so if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. And if you're coming with me to that deeper dive, that'll get you an entry into that other prize draw too. Then I will see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the flower, then this one's for you. Flowers, let's find out if between you and your person, is it a ring or is it a fling? Let's see. So flowers, as usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, I'll be popping a link for it up there. And you can also find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So let's get straight into your reading. Find out, what is this all about? Is it a ring? Is it a fling? Is it going to last? Let's see. You got the beauty of age out first. So maturity came out. Oh no, something similar came out for crystals. And you've got hope as well. Right. Something to be hopeful about, but there's a maturity about it too. I like that. So it's looking positive. But mature approach, so taking it slowly. Perhaps is the mature approach we're talking about here, but we'll see. Hang on, just let the cat out. Okay, you've also got passion as well, so there's going to be a lot of passion between you. You could have things that you're passionate about in common as well. So that's a good sign, hey? What else? Strength. Stay afloat and feel steady and calm. So you're going to have to be strong in yourself. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but you know, to stay in your own energy when you get into a relationship requires strength, feeling steady and calm. Especially if you're taking the mature approach. You know, if you have been getting into relationships before where you've kind of lost yourself a little bit, and you're determined not to do that this time, that requires like a strength of spirit, right? To remain present and like advocating for yourself instead of slipping into old roles. Like, I don't know about you, but as a woman, I was taught a lot of roles that didn't suit me in the modern world to be a woman. Do you know what I mean? Things that I was taught by my grandma and my mum as I was growing up, which perhaps suited the 1930s, 40s and 50s, but not the times that I've been in, which is different, right? It's different times now. We've got to take care of ourselves more, and we've got a lot more rights, and we've got to take care of ourselves. So we're having to be more in the masculine energy, for example, than we have before. So the strength card coming out again as well. There's a need for strength in you in this. There's the Six of Needles. Six of Needles is about the universe helping you out with this as well, getting you from A to B. And the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit, interesting. So the Hermit, if you guys, have you been hermiting away for a while, and then the Wheel of Fortune is a turn, it's turn of events. It is that turning around, that energy is moving now. The Hermit energy, perhaps if you've been by yourself, not for long, you know, that kind of a thing. It's also the card of luck and fate and stuff like that. This could be your next challenge or what you've been asking for. If you have been alone hermiting and you've been asking for a relationship, you don't want to be alone anymore. It's like, be careful what you wish for. I'm not saying that this is bad at all, but it's our next step to our growth. Do you know what I mean? That comes along when we're like that. It's like, okay, you're ready to open up to what's next. And, you know, we always need to be humble because there always is something more to learn, for sure. So tell us about this strength. Queen of Wands, you're a go-getter, strong, and perhaps strong in your masculine as well, because the Queen of Wands, she takes action and all of that kind of thing. So this could be you having built things up for yourself, you know, your career and things like that, and a home, and you're the action taker, you're the one that makes a lot of effort in your life and all of that. And so you're not wanting to lose that, right? Like I said, I'm getting this feeling of roles, like perhaps you change when you get into relationships because you slip into the role that your grandma gave you. Do you know what I mean? Of that, it's like, oh, now your place is to do that. Like I remember when I got married, right? I got this best friend, and I got married, and then my best friend asked me, did I want to go with her to Liverpool? I was living in the UK at the time. To Liverpool, she was going to go and meet her, who is now her husband, but a boyfriend at the time. I don't know, there was something to go to. Anyway, I said, yeah, I'd love to. And I was at her house, and her mom, and she was telling her mum, oh, Claire's coming with me when we go to Dave's. And her mum said, is she allowed to do that? Like, allowed? Like, where's the police? It's like, now you're married, are you allowed to do that? Yeah, I'm allowed to live my life. I'm allowed to see my friends. Yeah, that's a weird question, Mrs. That's a weird question. And it's things like that, you know? It's like, but it's like falling into those roles, the things that are expected of us, you know? So suddenly you just like find yourself in the kitchen, just being the homemaker. It's like, hang on a minute, what about your business? You know, remember you were running a business? Remember you got your kind of your life together? Like, so there is a need to like not lose yourself, and it's not losing yourself, it's slipping into roles that are perhaps not good for you in a relationship. So you suddenly start baking. You go from like ordering all your food because you're running a business, you get into a relationship, and then you get in the kitchen and start baking. And like you've never done that when you were by yourself. You know, it's something like that. There's changes. Something will change. You'll feel the pull. Notice how you change. Stay, remain present. You're going to have to be strong not to change in that usual way that you change when you get into relationships. So the Six of Needles, the universe is trying to help you out here, get you from A to B. Right? So I think you guys, you want to be in a solid relationship here. The universe is like, yeah, but you know what you do in a relationship. You're yourself, you attract someone in, they're getting to know you as yourself, as you're like this single independent person. Then they get into a relationship with you, like moved in with you or something, and you change into someone else, and that's not the person they fell in love with. So the Nine of Swords, you've got anxiety about that. Okay. Anxiety about getting into a dynamic. Interesting. Anxiety about getting into a dynamic. The universe is trying to move you through that so that you can make a go of this and make it like a positive experience. So a new day is behind that. And teaching, yeah. So you've got to learn how to do it. It's not a bad thing, but you're going to have to learn how to do it in this relationship. These readings are kind of not ring or fling. I wanted it to be ring or fling, and it's going into more like detail about the stuff in the relationships. It's like ring or fling. No, it's a lesson. You got to learn something from it. You're going to learn something from it, whether it lasts or no. So why the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit? You got the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is about going out. It's so the Hermit, right? So as this would apply to me, I started going to bed very early, right? And I hardly ever go out anymore, but I am well aware of wanting to get into a relationship, and that means that I'll actually need to stay up in the evenings because that would be the time that I would socialize with them, right? And so it's got something to do with that. There's a shift in energy going from Hermit to something else, and there's something about going out with the Three of Cups here. You know, it's sometimes third parties. It's not in this case. It's definitely the party, the going out, the socializing, that kind of thing. There's unlimited possibilities behind that. So this is asking you to come out of that hermit mode. Wheel of Fortune feels like it's the good timing card as well. It's perfect timing for that. Okay. Is what it is. Right. Okay. So we don't have a clear answer on whether this is a ring or a fling. Are we going to be hopeful about it and take a mature approach to it? Tell us more. Is this a ring or a fling? When you pass from this world, you'll take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you've shared with those you love. Well, you're going to share something with this person. A part of your path. But is it a ring or a fling, please, guides? Ring or fling? Is this one going to last? Cool your emotions. There's going to be a lot of passion between you. I don't know why you'd have to cool it. Or just like go for it. I don't know. What else? Chemistry, a lot of chemistry between you. Spark, wow. Okay, there's a lot of fire between you. Now your person, you could be a fire sign. Could be an Aries. Or any fire sign really. Or just a lot of passion between you. You got beauty. Both good looking, huh? What else? Rules. Doubt. Okay, rules. Doubt. So I think it's healthy to be a bit pessimistic, right? And perhaps from what you've learned and what you've experienced, you've come up with rules kind of thing of what you'll allow in relationships, what you won't, that kind of thing. This is something that needs to be discussed between you both about, I don't know, about what? About things you kind of doubt that they're going to live up, or doubt that they're going to follow your rules, or doubt that they're going to want to, like if your rule is, say, you don't want an open relationship, even if you're just starting out dating, you want it just be like one person, you know. If that's your rule, then before like asking them about it, you might be doubting that that's what they want, you know. It could kind of be not a cynicism, but just a doubt, just kind of expecting that they're not going to want the same things as you. And you've got beauty and naivety as well. Now, naivety, I don't know about that. Naivety is like seeing someone as an angel when they're not at all. And so we do need a balanced approach, a mature approach, be part cynical, like I said, and see like, and notice when there's red flags there. Don't see people as angels. They're not. None of us are, right? None of us are perfect. And we've just got to find someone that is kind of the right mix for us, but not ignoring red flags. We don't need someone to be perfect, right? But there are some deal breakers, right? Anyway, might be a bit of trepidation about whether they're going to want to be on the same page as you about some of your rules, like so things in relationships that are kind of deal breakers for you. But there's a need to still go there and ask them. Of course. Still need to address it, right? Embrace. Through each other you find the missing pieces. Interesting. Right? And so it's like it feels like, oh, the remnants. Why was I getting that card out? Through each other you find the missing pieces. It's like the remnants of the stuff you need to heal. It's so similar to the crystals reading, you know. It's like really similar energies. What else? Please be patient with me. Stick it out. Yeah, I think there's awareness coming from both of you. I think you both need to be patient with each other. And so I'm just feeling like this person, they might be in and then pull away a little bit. And it's just when the fears come up, and you might do exactly the same thing as well. Don't see that as a red flag. See that as a human being. You know? I'm planning on reaching out to you. So don't let your rules be too harsh in this one. So they're going to reach out. Planning on it. This could be a new person in your life. Intent on getting you into their life. You've got, I run away to avoid facing my problems. I'm kind of feeling like this is both of you too. With this doubt and rules, there's this like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to ask that thing. I don't want to, you know, just in case they say no. So there's a running away. It's easier to run away. It's easier not to ask. It's easier just to leave this rather than make a go of it. There's unhealthy habits and behaviors. Okay. So something to deal with there. And telepathic bond. So there is a strong bond between you. It feels like quite a good match, this one. I know you're going to learn from each other. There's hope in it. I think it's going to test you, but not in a bad way. Not in like it's going to toxic relationship or anything like that. just to remain present and be yourself and not fall into those roles, like really remain conscious and notice your behavior in relationships, and be a bit surprised when you put on your apron and suddenly you become the housemaid. It's like, or I'm exaggerating, of course, but do notice when your character changes and you fall into a particular role. And stay strong and be your strong self instead. Like I said, they fall in love with our single, independent side. So why would we change? So why would we then change and become someone else when we get married? That would make no sense, right? Okay, well, if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. In that, I'm going to go into guidance for you in the situation you find yourself in. So let's get more guidance for you then in your approach to all of this. I feel like this is a positive relationship. Is it ring or fling? It could be either. But I would go into it as a ring, because I would go in as committed to making it happen, because I think you're going to learn a lot in this one about yourself and about other people too, and about the dynamics between you. I think you'll learn a lot. It could be a ring, this one. So guidance for you in that deeper dive, guidance for you, with more guidance for you, and you guys together. So what would the dynamics be between you then? Are there any red flags to look out for? How can you make it work really well? And also how this might all play out with possible timelines. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there, and there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. There's Tom Jones singing. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it could end up in your inbox, but it could end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Do check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the flower on your device so you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device, and it will do. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. As we'll get in that deeper dive too, that'll get you an entry into the second prize draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. But if this is where you're leaving me, good luck with all of this. If you're coming with me to that deeper dive read for even more, then I'll see you in there very shortly. So if you chose the shell, then this one's for you. Shells, let's find out if your person's a ring or a fling, if it's going to last or if it's not. Let's see. Although my track record isn't very good so far, because there wasn't an answer for crystal or flower. It was kind of wait and see for both, but a lot of information about them. So let's see if we get a clear answer for you, ring or fling. Shells, as usual, there's going to be a deeper dive to this. That's an extended reading that goes with it. If you find that it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, then you might want to get that for even more. If you do, toward the end of the reading, we'll be popping a link for it up there. You can find a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. So, ring or fling? Well, we've got tea ceremony, which indicates like taking things slowly, being very aware of yourself as you're doing things, being, conscious, being slow about it and conscious about it every step of the way. Knowing what it is that you're doing. It's not a throw caution to the wind kind of and just go for it. It's not like that. It's quite the opposite. Mystery. Why did I call these ring or fling? Mystery. I mean, I do like to say I tell you what you need to know rather than what you want to know. Readings, I mean, it really is about teaching you how to make your own decisions clearly in your life, rather than me making them for you, or a reading making them for you. Choose wisely, be discerning. You don't have to keep everything in your net, right? So this could be a fling, and it could be you that decides that, or it could just be someone that wants a long-term thing, but there's perhaps something about them that is a no to you. You need to choose wisely. You need to be the one. See, it's the same message in each of the readings this time. Ring or fling, you get to decide. So remain conscious while you're in it. Now, the Knight of Needles. The Knight of Needles is someone that has that eye on you. So someone's got their eye on you, looking at you, checking you out. You've got the King of Candles. Oh, it's fiery passion. And so they are wanting you. They're claiming you, pursuing you. They want you. Now, with those two cards, you know, if you are susceptible to being put in someone's hands, in other words, like if they come in with a strong energy, you're like, I'm yours, you know, and you stop being discerning at that point, perhaps stay conscious. Oh, take them all together. So the 8 of Potions, walking away and towards something new. The 2 of Potions, a love match. The 6 of Potions, the past, King of Presents, someone that's very stable in the past that broke your heart. Okay, so this person could remind you of a choice that you made in the past, of someone that loved you, sure, but, and you loved them, they were very stable, they seem so, perhaps in the material world, so they could have had a lot of money or a lot of things, but perhaps weren't the best at loving. 8 of Potions, you left them behind, but you really felt that they were a match. Now, this person, it's not them, it's not someone from the past, but they could remind you of that person, and so you might want to be treating this one like they are that person in the past. Don't do that. Take them on face value, but just know that there are elements and similarities between that person, and hopefully not the bad things that person from the past had about them. Hopefully that's not what makes them similar. Hopefully it's the good things about them. But if they have similarities of good things about them, that might still have you thinking, oh, they're going to have those negative aspects that that person had too, which isn't necessarily true. So try not to judge them based on that. Knight of Needles, so they've got their eye on you. Or perhaps you've got your eye on them too. The 4 of Swords, rest, relaxation, 10 of Wands. It's someone that wasn't expecting to meet someone like you at this point. They were resting, relaxing, not really wanting to get into a relationship. 10 of Wands, putting those burdens down. So it's someone that was like just being themselves, you know. But Knight of Cups, they want to come at you romantically. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles holding energy back. 6 of Pentacles because of the past. You're both still affected by the past. So they wanted to be single because perhaps they're still healing and still putting those burdens down, but you've come on the scene, they've noticed you, and they've got feelings toward you, so they do want romance with you. But there's this 4 of Pentacles, like, and the 6 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is about being a bit stingy, and the 6 of Pentacles is reciprocation. So they could be a little bit like making a move toward you and then pulling back, and it's just because they're not completely healed yet. Like I said, this is somebody who wasn't really expecting it. They weren't really expecting it. That perhaps they were like, I'm just going to be single. It's like, oh, but there's this person, shells, and I'm feeling romantic toward them, and it's more than that. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be more than that, or it could be more than that. So there's a bit of a pulling away from them as well. There's a bit of that, I know I'm not ready for this kind of thing yet. But the King of Candles, they want you. What's this about? The Hangman? Can't make up their mind. 8 of Pentacles. They've got the ability to put the work in and be reciprocal. They've got the ability to do that, but are they choosing that in this moment? Perhaps a little bit, but pulling back because they're not quite sure yet. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't want someone like this, you know, someone that's not sure. It might remind you of other people because of that. Not really sure. So you're not meeting them when they're like completely ready for a relationship. That's not necessarily a red flag. That could be a very healthy thing for them to do, to know that they are not ready for a relationship. They're not quite over the last one yet. It could be a healthy thing to do. But your ego will be like, but I want them to want it now, you know? They've got what it takes. They've got what it takes, but it's just like whether they choose it. They're of two minds. So a part of them wants you. I wonder what part that is. What's behind that is teaching. They've learned the lesson. So it is someone that has got a maturity about them. They've learned like when they're not ready for a relationship. But that's, you know, it's like all the best intentions, right? But then a match comes in and then you're like, oh, well, I was just going to be single, and now look. It's when you're least expecting it, right? Then 2 of Cups, so it's a love match. 8 of Potions, they could have recently been separated. 6 of Potions in the past. King of Presents. 3 of Needles. Heartbreak. I think this is you. Heartbreak in the past from someone that had plenty of material stuff. Walked away from them and you felt they were a love match and you fell in love with them hard. This person is reminding you of someone in the past. That's something for you to deal with, because they're not the person in the past, but there's going to be reminders. Like, to me, the more I know myself, the more I know what I want, the more I don't, like, I don't think, like, the people that I've chosen are just, like, completely wrong, you know? I'd be an idiot if I kept on choosing people that were completely wrong for me, right? And I'm not an idiot. They've got better and better, but there still have been red flags and stuff, and or a reason of incompatibility or whatever. But I have chosen better and better each time. Sometimes I went down a kind of a dark path, but they should be reminding me of someone else. They should be, because, you know, perhaps there was someone that was like a 6 on 10, 6 right things, 4 things that weren't for me. And then the next one, 7. And so, you know, if it goes up and up and up like that, then they're going to have things in common, right? Because you get better and better at choosing what's right for you. Anyway, ancient wisdom, you're learning and letting go and it's not it, you know, when you realize it's not it. So please take this person on at face value and don't tar them with the same brush as your ex. Let's find out more. It's got a chance at being a ring, this one, but you've got to make that choice. What was that card? Mystery. All of them this time, ring or fling. Guides are like, I'm not going to tell you. You got to figure it out for yourself this time, but here's the information around it. You got emotions are a natural and necessary part of life. Oh, this person's going to get you in your feels. I like that. But they can also distort your perception, cloud your vision. You've got to let go of resentment from that one in the past in order to see this one clearly. Because they're going to have you feeling the same, not the same, but they're going to have you feeling in a similar level as that one in the past that you've struggled in getting over, that one that had the money or the stability or the material stuff going on. Release control. You cannot control this. You can't make them be what you want them to be, nor can you protect yourself from hard things in relationships. I mean, we just can't do that, right? We're kind of susceptible. Whenever we want to be controlling, it always comes from a place of fear. We try and protect ourselves, but being controlling is not a good way to protect ourselves. It's just not. It brings the worst out in everyone else. No one else likes it when we do it in ourselves or when someone else does it to us. So don't try and control this one. Perhaps that's why you're meeting this person when they are not available. Just saying. Perhaps you're really not ready yet either. And perhaps this is the ideal situation for you to meet. To take the heat off it. Some healing still to do, you see. Healing of your hearts before you're both balanced and ready. So you're a bit of a challenge for each other, to be honest. But it's a good challenge because they're like, oh, but I'm meant to be single right now. But then they're like, oh, but shells. And you're like, oh my God, they remind me of my ex. They're going to have the red flags that my ex had. They're going to have the reason that I left them. You know, you might want to reject this person outright. But perhaps there's some getting over the ex that you need to do here instead of believing that just because they've got something in common with your ex, that it's going to be like them. Like, I'm a sailor. I started sailing when I was a teenager, and if I met another sailor, I was with a sailor. He was a narcissist, but not all sailors are narcissists, right? It's an example like that. So we've got withdrawal, push, pull kind of an energy. Fear of commitment, that's them, right? And it's not that they don't want a long-term relationship. It's they're just out of something and they're real about where they're at. And they might not be upfront about that because remember, this person also wants you as well. King of Candles, because it's not like they're going to say, look, I'm not ready for a relationship. Well, they might say that, but I don't think so, because I think they want something with you, but they're more likely to go in and then just kind of pull away, because it's like they're not going to voice it to you that they don't feel not ready. There's a problem. There's a mismatch. There's something about it, but you could have an adventure together. So there is something bringing you together, but there's a not readiness, and it's because you both need to take it slowly, and there's something for you both to address before you can be together. But you kind of need to be in each other's presence and trying in order to see what it is that you both need to let go of. They're getting over a recent ex is what it feels like. You're getting over an ex too. The King of Presents, that one that broke your heart, 3 of Needles. In the past, 6 of Potions. 8 of Potions that you walked away from and you felt it was a love match. That's the thing. 2 of Potions, you felt it was a love match and you really were in love with them. But what was behind that? Ancient wisdom on letting go. You knew to let go of them, you see. So yeah, this person could really remind you of that person. But perhaps they've got a lot in common, because that last person was a 7 on 10 and this one could be a 10 on 10. They might not have the 3 on 10 that was not for you in that past one. You're always on their mind. They can't stop thinking about you. So the universe is kind of, excuse me, pushing you together. I was pretending to be someone else. So they didn't really know themselves before. They weren't, they were trying to impress or whatever. They weren't really being themselves when they got into relationships before. Hopefully now they're more of themselves and show you who they really are. There's so much I want to tell you. There's a part of them that really wants to be together with you, together. Bringing together, like commitment, but they've also got a fear of commitment too, so they are going to be pulling away. I mean, that's just that I'm not ready thing. I think you're going to feel that too as well, because of this ex stuff that comes up. We've also got water under the bridge, so there's something about like letting stuff go, letting bygones be bygones, not between you two, but between you, both of you and your exes. I didn't mean what I said. It's not these cards. I need to go again, just tell. It was the water under the bridge card. I act like I don't care when deep down I really do. So they could pull away and become like cold and distant. They do care. I'm just getting that this person, it's like they won't fully explain themselves about why they're pulling away, but they've got their reasons. They don't want to explain it because it's not a no to you. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like pulling away to bide my time, really, because I don't want to say like I'm not ready for a relationship, because they want to be in a relationship with you, but they also know that they're not really ready, and so they're just going to dip a toe in, pull away, dip a toe in, pull away. It doesn't mean that it's a fling. I don't think it is a fling. I think this is someone who likes long-term relationships and has been in one and perhaps recently got out of it, and they're spending time by themselves, or so they thought, and then you've come along. I'm afraid of losing you, but they don't want to lose you too. So yeah, this is someone that wants to be involved with you, not quite ready. So it's going to be slowly, and just know that. Don't call it out as a red flag in them. I'm not saying like be completely blind in the red flags to this person. I'm not saying that, but just that push-pull thing, I don't think it's a red flag in this case. I think it's just somebody being wary and knowing where they're at and taking it slowly, but they do want you. And you've got stuff going on as well that you need to address with this too. So it's not just them needing to take it slowly, it's also you. And so do try and look at this like the universe has brought you into each other's experience at seemingly the wrong timing for good reason. It's not wrong timing. It's to enforce a slow thing, and it's to force you both to look at what needs to be let go of. Do that, and this could be a ring situation. It could be, anyway. But remember, you got the choose wisely card and the mystery card, meaning the choice is yours. Be discerning, so you get to choose. Now, if that sounds like it is your story, could be a story, want it to be a story, you might want to get that deeper dive for even more. In that extended reading, I'm going to go into guidance for you in the situation you find yourself in right now. So let's get you some more guidance out about this, see what the guides want to tell you. You guys together in relationship, what will be the dynamics between you? How can you make it work really well? Are there any red flags to look out for, real red flags? and how this might all play out with possible timelines. If you're interested in that, I'll pop a link for it up there, and there's also a link for that in the description box and in the comments below. It's 20 Australian dollars, which is about 15 American dollars right now, and it's an instant watch kind of a thing. You do need to type your email address in very carefully, because if you get that wrong, you won't receive it. Now, the email, it might end up in your inbox, but it might end up in your spam, junk, or promotions folder. Check those places. In that email, you will see a link to the crystal, the flower, and the shell. Click on the shell, or a device that you can open PDFs with. In that PDF, amongst other things, you'll see a picture of a video, and when you click on that, if it doesn't take you right away to a video, just try it on a different device and it will. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like. Before you click off down there, click that subscribe button if you're new, and leave a comment. That'll get you an entry into that prize draw for a free reading with me. As we'll get in that deeper dive as well, that'll get you entered into the second draw for a free reading with me at the end of the month. So good luck with winning those, and good luck with all of this if this is where you're leaving me. But if you're coming with me to that deeper dive read, then I'll see you in there very shortly.